Welcome back. You join us just after afternoon tea for the second part of the interview. In the second part of this interview, I'll be asking Comic Book Girl what people should be using instead of those plastic bags that we mentioned in the first part. So, Comic Book Girl, now that collectors have removed their comics from these plastic bags, what should they use instead?
They should always use like with like, so paper always gets stored with paper. But I would urge comic book collectors not to use any old paper, because some papers can be as bad as plastic. They can age badly and cause damage to the objects inside. The paper or card that they use should be acid-free, and it should remain acid-free for all the time that they use it. It should be undyed, and it should be free from any materials which have an adverse effect on the comic book inside. People need, or collectors need, to be careful of papers and cards that they can buy on the high street. Often they're labelled as being suitable for archives or archival use, and that just means that people can create an archive from them. Not that they're suitable for long-term storage of precious comic books.
Well, do you have any examples?
I do indeed.
Lovely.
So, this is a box that's been made to measure for the comic books inside, and it's made of a conservation grade, a museum grade board that is used by conservators. And the comic books are stored inside, so they fit exactly, so they don't move around inside the box. And there again, they're in a card that is recognised for use long term. It's used in museums and libraries across the country, and they sit inside their folders like that.
So what are these made from?
They're made from conservation grade materials. I'll just put them down for a second.
Right, yes, of course.
And they're used by conservators in museums and libraries to store objects long term. So these will be used in museums for 50 years or more. And they're made from acid-free materials. So they are acid-free when they're made, and they remain so. I'll just show you an example of acid damage. This is a book, a little leaflet that was produced in the 1950s that's become very acidic, and you can see all these cracks and tears and this lump on the front here that's missing, and that's because the paper has become acidic over time and it's just falling apart now. So this is an example of acid damage. But to go back to the boards we were talking about, these are also lignin-free. Lignin is something that causes damage to comic books. They also have an alkaline pH, which means that, let's see if I can explain this. They basically, acid, like I said, acid is bad and alkaline is good. So they have an alkaline pH, which is good for the comic books stored inside. And they also meet the British standards and the international standards for storage materials to be used in museums and libraries. So they're suitable for the permanent storage of comics.
And where can people purchase or locate these boxes and folders?
Well, up until now, it's been very difficult for collectors to actually access these materials. It's a bit of a minefield in the way that they're labelled within the stores, and sometimes people with the best of intentions can actually end up purchasing wrong materials. So what I want, and also within the market at the moment, they can only really buy them in large quantities. So if they want only 3 folders, unfortunately they have to buy 50 or 60 or whatever. So what I want to do is I want to make these available to collectors, make sure that they're good quality, proper conservation materials, and in the quantities that people want. So if they only want 4, they only buy 4. And those are available from Comic Book Girl, from me.
Oh, right. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, brilliant. And how do collectors contact you to place an order?
They can contact me on my email, which is unplastic@comicbookgirl.co.uk.
Right. And do you offer any other services at all?
I offer a bespoke service so that I can come out to collectors and visit their collection and actually go through everything piece by piece and make recommendations about boxes, about storage, about other aspects which will affect their comics, such as the environment, the temperature and humidity, and provide advice on the long-term storage. I can also offer a range of conservation services, such as cleaning of the comics, repair of the comics, dealing with things like the rusty staples and other degradation. So there's a whole range of services there.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope that comic book collectors are pleased that they have access to such good quality storage materials and conservation services. Could you just give us your contact details again, please?
Oh, certainly. There's my email, which is unplastic@comicbookgirl.co.uk. There's also the Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/unplastic. And there's also the Twitter, which is @_comicbookgirl.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Comic Book Girl. It's been a very informative interview. I hope that the viewers at home have enjoyed it. And I look forward to welcoming you back in the future. All the best with your comic book and your conservation and so on. I now appreciate the power of Mela X and the importance of unplastification, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I've really enjoyed the interview and the opportunity to spread the unplastic message. I would like to urge the people watching the video to contact me if they have any questions, any concerns about their comic books. I'm quite happy to help. I'm here to help, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Comic Book Girl.
Thank you.